bang on. So this is for putting on the cake and pressing and making the fondant smooth. It's like an iron box.
Okay.
So there'll be no air bubbles and everything sticks to the cake really
There's
nicely.
no heating part, right, in this?
No, it's just a plain plastic smooth surface. You can use anything that is smooth. It doesn't have to be this. Then what does this look like?
No need makhana. Nice. This look like putting design on the cake.
Yes. Have you seen in the cake side sometimes you'll have lines when you buy from the shop?
Yep. Yeah.
So we use this. You keep the cake and then you just turn it around and you hold it on the side, and then all this thing will come like around. Depends on whatever.
It's a pastry comb, right?
Yes. Similar to that. Then I have lots of cutters to make different kinds of flowers.
Have to take what you use for making the flower. Now you take and do one ball and you put it in that.
Yes.
After
And
taking
then
out, you
just
have to put it
roll
in.
it like a chapati and then press on top of this, and you'll get the same shape cut.
Okay.
And this is for a leaf.
Yeah.
So lots of cutters like that. And then I have this little punch kind of a thing. So if I have like a fondant chapati and I press, I'll get an impression of a flower like this. It makes very pretty cute flowers. It's like a pressing thing like that.
Okay.
The same kind, even paper cutter also has.
Yes, similar. A lot of things. Actually, you can interuse so many things. It doesn't have to be this itself. Then we have a lot of these mold kind of things. We want to put designs and stick it on the side of a cake. So you just put fondant in here, and when you take it out, you'll get like beads or flowers or whatever designs.
That basket cutting, no?
Yes,
Looks like a stencil, right?
yes, it's more like a stencil. So you get also themes like this, like a jungle theme or animal.
Yeah.
These are all stencils. Also stencils for the top of the cake. You could use so many of those things.
How did we make that? With our hands.
You can use any stencil. You bake a cake, you put this on top.
Barbie doll. Hey, I like Barbie doll. Hey, I like Barbie.
Sugar. You just put sugar and you'll get that impression.
Auntie,
Ah,
I want to ask one doubt. Before you show one doll cutting, no, one cake. You made by hand or you made by mold?
hand. That is handmade.
Yeah, Shivani, you have been showing so many molds, so many tools, and so many techniques you have been sharing last few minutes. I was thinking, like, also you shared there were so many failures while you were making. So, what is that one habit of mine that helped you to keep moving ahead in this baking?
What are the habits of mind? I forgot. Revise. Tell me, name a few, then I'll tell you which one helped
Was
me.
it the consistency of continuing, or even after failure, where you were still working on it? What motivation?
Yeah,
Focus. Yeah.
I think every time I had a failure, it kind of made me think of what I can do differently, you know, and read more. Why did this happen? Because there's so much information available. If a cake flopped or something didn't work, then I would be curious as to why that happened. And I would go back and try and read what are the reasons. And sometimes there would be more than one reason. So I don't know exactly why it happened, but that gives me a chance to learn that I have to keep in mind so many things. you know
Mhm.
it's not I can't take things just the way I sometimes just even following a recipe. If you miss a step or you're not paying attention or something you do differently, the cake changes. But
Hmm.
continuously doing more and more and more um, made me learn a lot more because I like doing it. So failures really did not stop me from baking, or is not going to. It's not going to affect me in any way. It's a learning process. You know, I and over a period of time you feel good that now you know what are the things that you need to think about, what you have to, like the temperature of the oven, over mixing, or even adding a little bit more of baking powder sometimes.
Hmm.
So many small things, they
Hmm.
can affect your cake. But if you keep all that in mind and you do it the right way, then you will get a beautiful cake. So
Yeah,
um,
I like the part what you shared. Every failure you used to read, research about why it went flopped, and then so that was a big learning where you have made the
yeah.
failure as a learning opportunity.
Actually, I'm thankful for those failures because then they made me go one step beyond of what I was doing without thinking. I was just following a recipe and getting a success. I did not learn that much, but when something failed, I wanted to figure out why. So that kind of helped me to learn more. So the failures actually made me a better baker.
Mm, so true, so true. Wonderful the
I'm
learning for
happy about that.
yeah, wonderful learning that every failure is an opportunity to learn more.
Someone is asking me, what is the most important part to think in baking? Anjali, what do you think?
You can come on mic, Anjali.
Exact proportion
Let's
of the
think
material,
together. Sorry?
proportion of the materials which we are using in the baking.
Yes, definitely,
That's
definitely.
true.
That is one part, definitely a very important part, because the solid to liquid ratio, the baking, the leavening agents, the baking powder, the baking soda, it's basically a chemical reaction, right? The entire cake formation. So the ingredient proportion is very important. Also, the mixing part is important. There are some cakes where you just have to fold the batter in. Some of them you have to mix vigorously for 2-3 minutes. Some of them there is a cutting and folding method. Different methods of mixing. Mixing is also a very important part. And then the temperature of the cake baking is also important. Sometimes the oven temperature shows a certain degree, but
To
inside
over
the
mix it,
temperature.
then the cake will become very dense.
Sorry? Yes, correct, correct. You're right. So all that, it's a combination of things, I think.
Yeah,
What do you say?
even the process is also very important, right? Like every step has
Even
its
the order, you're right, the order of putting things also is important. If the recipe says you have to put the solids little by little into the liquid, then you follow that. You don't do the other way around. You will
hmm,
get a different result.
hmm.
Maida brand, I don't remember which one I used to use there back then. There used to be this shop where I lived close to Shishadripuram. They had all baking things, so I used to just buy it from there. Um, no, I don't have a decoration video.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, we all have fallen in love with the way you have decorated the cakes.
Yeah. Yes, I use machine. That is my biggest you
Hmm.
know helper,
Yeah.
because if I have to make a cake for 40 or 50 people, then machine helps me a lot. I can get things done faster, and it mixes very well.
Hmm.
And I'm very happy and grateful that I have a machine. I've been using it for many years now.
In learning skills, how much part of learning did the workshop help you, and how much you learned from your own experience?
Actually, what I learned from the workshop is only about 2% of what I actually do now.
Okay.
And my actually goal is so there are very different stages, okay, the way I have been moving. Initially, it was workshop driven. So, whatever instruction was there, just try to follow that technique, practice, and get a hand. Then, suddenly, there were all these friends who said, can you make this for me? Can you make that? Then I started following whatever they wanted to make. And somewhere in between, I felt that, there's no creativity, that I'm not using my imagination. Somebody's telling me to do this, it's more like a Xerox copy of somebody's idea. You just follow and you do it. So now I'm at a stage where I want to have my own style. I want to come up with ways of doing things that it should be a good combination of taste and texture and decoration. So I observe a lot of videos every day. I look at a lot of cakes, a lot of work, and then I think on what I want to do.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, you mean to say the collection of ideas
yes.
helps you to.
Collection is a very active process. Constantly I'm looking at things,
Yeah,
observing. Sometimes that collection could be from anywhere, right? It doesn't have to be a
true.
cake. It could be a pot or a leaf or any, right? How we our
Yeah,
creativity workshop, all elements of it applies here.
yeah. Would you like to little share about how your passion to bake the cake may you made into a profession, and what are your
The,
learnings from that?
that is all my friends, Leela. So I have a very, very nice community here of very supportive people. So they saw that, I can bake, the talent is there, and they like the taste of my cakes. So each one started ordering, then they started referring to their friends. So it was all a word of mouth initially through the small circle around. And Facebook helped me a lot, to get orders.
Mhm.
Anytime I post a cake and I put a picture, I'll have at least one or two people tell, can you make a cake? My daughter's birthday, my son's birthday, or whatever. So that was not an effort at all.
Mhm.
It just came. It just
Mm.
happened.
Okay. Mm.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, yeah.
Auntie, Vimal
Hmm.
here.
Yes,
Uh,
Vimal.
somebody ordered you to make some cake. They will tell you how to make and what to put, like what
Yes.
to add. Before going to make the cake, you will do key sketching, like draw and after do you do like
Sometimes I do that, um, but mostly no.
oh
Mhm.
they are telling something you will just imagine and sit and imagine and what is coming to your mind you will make.
Yeah.
Correct. That's how I do it. That's how it works for me. But there are a lot of my friends who make the, sketches, and they have the proportions and everything drawn out.
Oh,
They have a visual of it.
Hmm.
Um,
okay.
I don't do that. For some reason, I don't do that. I don't know why.
Yeah,
So
yes, that's a very important question. What Vimal was asking, the process behind how you get connect with the people's ideas to your cake.
Yeah, it's all in my head.
Okay, okay.
Do
So how do
you
you
do
put
you
from the head to the action? Like, what's the process you use?
My hands.
So
have
you
you
also,
made
sorry, Shaunak.
yeah, have you made triangular cakes and star-shaped cakes and
I
diamond-shaped?
have made I have made star-shaped cake, but I don't have a picture. I have made heart-shaped cake. I have not made triangle-shaped cakes.
there's a
Mm.
mold auntie for that and all. Putting the cake and molding.
I don't think I will need a mold for triangle shape, because I'll just take a square and cut it
Are
into
you
half.
made diamond?
Diamond, no. I made rectangle, but I didn't make diamond. I have mold for star and I have mold for heart.
Mm-hmm.
I made bottle shaped cake once.
Oh,
Mm.
Um, what other shape I made? Yeah, those square, circle, those only.
In
Yeah.
the in the photos of the cakes you showed, there was a picture
I
where
like
the
circle shaped
cake.
cakes.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shivani, like in the profession of this baking, what do you think one as what are the skills that you really need to come to the level of profession, to take it as a profession?
If it has to be a competitive thing in the market, are you talking about that? Like to be a competitive baker?
Yes, even to make it as a profession. Since I have a hobby of baking, so then if I have to become a part of, take it as a profession to the
Okay.
profession level, what are the skills I do need?
So first thing is the basic technique of having a clean finish of the cake. You know, your frosting, taste is most important. Um, your work has to be neat. Your
Okay.
cake has to be tasty,
Okay.
and you should be well exposed to a lot of techniques. Like the place that I live in, the Bay Area is very big on socializing and parties. It is a very, very active place where a lot of things are constantly happening, and people want to have things which are very beautiful and fancy. So to keep up with those techniques, and if somebody goes to a party and they see a cake which is three-tier with a lot of decorations, then everybody wants the same kind of thing. So you have to see what's going on around you, keep up with the techniques, constantly keep learning. I think that is the key. You have to keep learning, keep experimenting.
Yeah.
And if your cakes are tasty and your work is neat, I
Hmm.
think, and you have that, it should be aesthetic, it should be pretty looking, because that's what everybody wants in a cake, right? They should be beautiful, they have to be appealing to look at.
True.
So the technique and the taste, you have
Hmm.
to work on those skills, and a lot of fine hand work. Basically, it's a lot to do with fine motor skills, a
Hmm.
lot of decoration. Cake work is basically a lot of fine motor skills,
True.
all
True.
the decoration part. So,
Yeah.
Anjali is asking me, do you check the taste of the cake before delivering? Yes, always. How do
Uh-huh.
I make sure that the cake is tasty and looking
And
pretty?
looking pretty.
By having a list of recipes. So I have a huge collection of recipes, and I make those cakes which I'm confident of the taste and the texture. Because if I were to get a cake from somewhere, if it looked pretty and it didn't taste good, I would be very disappointed. So the taste is very, very important according to me.
Mm.
um, so that, how do I make sure that happens? By having experimented with a lot of lots and lots of recipes, and then figuring out what kind of recipe goes well with what kind of decoration. So
Mhm.
it's all experiment, trying, constantly trying, tasting to perfection. It's very important for me.
I
Did
Mhm.
have
that
another
answer your
Atul
question,
is
Anjali?
asking.
Uh-huh. Atul is asking, any celebrity baker you follow?
I'm very bad with names, but I do follow a lot of things randomly all over the place. Do you know any celebrity baker, Atul, if you name them?
Auntie, in the picture of the pink color cake where there was a doll on the top, there was bottom some shiny object. Were they real diamonds?
No, those are all edible decorations that.
Okay,
Okay.
Atul is telling
I
me.
have another question.
1 minute. Kabir had some question here. Yeah, Kabir.
Has any of your cake smashed down?
Oh, yeah.
How many times?
I think once at least it has broken into half.
Then how
Because it
you
was,
fix it?
I had to put it aside. That was not something I could save. It was gone. It,
Auntie, and I had one more question. Can you make cake with milk sweets?
yes, I'm making one right now. I've baked up. I'm going to bake a plain cake, a vanilla sponge, and then I have made rasmalai separately, and I'm going to cut the cake into half and pour a lot of that rasmalai milk that you have, and then in the center I'm going to put like whole pieces of rasmalai and whipped cream, like a sandwich, and then cake on top, and then do whipped cream icing on around it. So there will be rasmalai sweets inside the cake.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I
And
also do that with gulab jamun.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
auntie, to make one cake, how many hours or how many days it will take to make one cake?
It depends. Usually, minimum 2 days. 1 day for baking and preparation, everything, and the other day I do the decoration. So
Oh,
it depends. If it is a lot of handwork and decoration, then it sometimes takes 1 week. So I prepare all the decorations beforehand, and then I do the baking, and then assembling everything together. So
Andy, do you have any website for selling the cake or? Okay.
Hmm. Interesting. So, like even in terms of profession, when you are starting to make your website and other things, you had a lot of learning journey. Would you like to share a little bit of about
yeah,
it?
I have to work on getting a license here, because when you sell food from home, there are lots of laws and regulations that you have to follow in this country. And there are certain things that you cannot sell. There's a whole list of things. So there's tons of regulations on that. So
Mm.
right now I just do it for friend circle and people around. It's more like a passion profession, not like a full on profession.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
auntie,
So,
I have one question.
Time
yes.
check.
Have you ever made a robot cake?
I have made a topper which is kind of close to that, but not a full sculpted robot cake. No, I haven't made a robot cake.
You want to show? Yeah, come near. So he has made a robot. So he is now dreaming of robot cake.
He made with a carpet.
See, he's giving you one idea for your collection.
I have something like that, but not exactly. I made a small robot for a little boy in my street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one message that you would like to share about baking. What does it mean to you, or how do you
One message.
for all the bakers from your experience?
See, I love cake, okay? It's very tasty. So if you enjoy that, if you love something,
Uh,
then you want to do that for others, okay?
uh,
So it's basically just enjoy what you're doing, and if do it with all your love, and the journey is awesome.
uh,
It, just fun and love. Add
hmm.
both of those things into whatever you're doing, and you will get the tastiest and the prettiest cakes, or whatever you want to bake. It's up to you.
That's an awesome message. Enjoy doing what you
When
love.
yeah, when you make that cake, you should know how it will be when it goes into somebody else's mouth. They should really enjoy that experience of delicious cake, and it should look pretty.
Mhm.
So how do you want those feelings to get across through your cake, through your work? uh,
Uh,
Start with that, with the visual, a thought.
mm.
So then see what happens. All kinds of magic happens, right?
Yeah, yeah. True, true. Yeah, the way you have been expressing that, how the other person feels when they put it in the mouth, it's so important for anyone to feel satisfied, having that even a small taste of it.
True.
True. Yeah. Anyone has any other questions?
I have one question.
Yes, Kabir.
Has any of your cake smashed down when you're going for a birthday party when you're taking a cake?
No, that has never happened. Thank God that has never happened. There was a cake that I made, and it was a two-tier cake, and I had to put it in my car and take it to a friend's place. She had ordered for it, and it was
Hello.
about a good 18-mile drive from my house. And
Okay.
I was driving so slowly and so carefully, like there was a whole lot of cars at the back lined up, but
Hmm.
I didn't care about that, and the cake went safely. So when I take a cake and I have to give it to somebody, I'm very, very careful. It's like holding a small baby in your hand. So it has never fallen. Nothing has ever happened so far.
Auntie,
Hmm.
yeah, in the TV, I saw one channel FIY. They make cake in that. I saw one idea. Inside the cake, they put a hole kind of thing, and they add candies into that. They went to birthday party, and that boy or girl cut it. All the candies came out.
Wow, what a surprise, right?
That boy wants the boy like more candies. Add candies into my cake. That auntie thought I don't give. When he saw the cake, he don't feel. He will feel like, oh, I told to that auntie make for me candies also. She didn't made. When he was cutting, the candy came out. It was very nice.
What a surprise, right? He must have been so happy.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was very excited.
That's awesome. That's a surprise.
Yeah, he took
I
the
saw one very naughty cake. You know what somebody did?
but
Uh, they took a balloon, okay? You
okay.
you don't do this. I'm just telling you. It was only for fun. So they took a big balloon and they blew
Yeah,
it
I know this one.
and they put chocolate all around and they said cut the cake. And the moment you poke the knife, everything went puss. There's no cake inside that. It was a prank. Somebody wanted to have a prank.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
I wanted to
Any-
do that for my son's birthday. Next time I'm going to do it.
Make two cake one with the balloon and make one real cake.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Then there'll be no disappointment, right?
What was your wow moments in your journey, Shivani?
Yeah, I think my wow moments were when I made some cakes that I really, really enjoyed doing it. Um, my most wow moment was when I made this cake along with a friend. She's my neighbor and she's a very good friend. So we didn't have a picture. I didn't have a photograph or a picture of that cake. And so Vasha is my neighbor, and she comes to me and she says, "It's my niece's birthday. Can you bake a cake for me?" And she said there is a theme, for this birthday party. And she didn't have any expectations, but she told me that it's a murder mystery. So then I asked her what all they had planned, to have. It was like a game party. And then they had some objects that they were going to hide, and there was a murder mystery. So there was a note, there was a magnifying glass, there was a gun, and there was a face mask, and all of those things in their party.
Hmm.
So I got all the ideas from her, and then I thought, ki maybe I should make a cake which is going to have all these things that are connected to the theme. And can I quickly share a screen and show you that cake?
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
okay.
Um, so when I made that cake and I showed it to her, oops, well, it was all purely based out of her inputs and thoughts, and that made me. This is the thing I created. So whatever she told me that they were going to use, I put it. Can you
Oh,
see?
yes, yes, yes.
So
See, all
you
these
know,
things are the.
so all of this was made by hand. This paper,
This was your best cake, right? Till now.
this was my best. And when I gave it to her, she was so happy, and her niece and everybody never expected something
Auntie,
like
can you
this.
show the gun?
Yeah,
That,
here.
that. Yeah, it's nice, auntie.
Are these edible, Asari is
Yeah,
asking?
they're all fondant, they're edible. Everything is edible. So this was a chocolate cake, and these were the decorations around it. So what I really enjoyed is there was no expectations, there was no thought, but this cake actually evolved based on what the party was going to be. So for me, this was the best. This is the way I would like to do things.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shivani, for taking this
You're
wonderful
very welcome.
journey of yours, baking journey.
I
We
really
have,
enjoyed chatting with all of you guys. It's been so good.
Ah,
yeah. So with this, we come to the end of the session. So, uh, any one key learning what you have been taking from listening? You have been listening last 1 hour from Shivani. So, any one thing you would like to share about baking? Srishti, Nikita, Krishna, Anjali, Atul, you can just share and share. You can come on mic and or you can also put in chat window. I have been hearing a lot of words and techniques and tools and a loving, inspiring journey about the message and the words.
Enjoy doing what you're doing.
And eat, yes, eat a lot of cake when you make for others.
Nice.
Nice to hear you, Shivani, and nice to hear your story about the creativity and the creative work on your cake. So hope you remember Anjali as a Pearl's mother. So that's
Of
Anjali.
course I do, Anjali. Remember you very well.
Yeah, you after.
Parv and Junior I haven't seen, but Parv was in my class. I'll never forget.
Yeah, today for Arham I'm here.
So good to see you after such a long time, Anjali.
Time, yes.
Yeah, for me also
What
the
shift
best
from
part what I enjoyed is learning from every failure how you made it right. That was an awesome learning for me, like how you went researched, thought about it, and you made it. You learned so many different things to not to fail for the next baking cake.
Yeah, I would like to add a little more to that. See, the other thing to this whole, learning from mistakes is there was no pressure for me. Okay, I can take as many orders as I want, or I can not take an order. I can take time off just to learn and bake.
Mm.
Because if there are sometimes there would be like days when I had like almost 4 cakes to bake, and
Mm.
at that time failures can be very frustrating. You don't
True.
have the time to learn when there is so much to do and deliver and give to somebody. That's probably not a very great time. But
True.
sometimes when I feel that okay, I need to slow things down, I need to work on something else, then I allow myself that space and that time to learn, from to be uncomfortable and to learn but not get frustrated.
Awesome, awesome. That was lovely to share that it's okay to be uncomfortable and allow and give the space to self and also make time for that too.
Correct. Because I did not at some time, there's like such a lot of demand that in that pressure you just want to keep doing things, and you're
Mm,
not aware of how you're doing it, what you're doing. You're not really enjoying it to the point that it becomes mechanical. So there are times when I've actually stepped back
mm.
from that kind of a thing, and then said I work best when I enjoy it.
True, so true, so true. Oh, lovely messages, Shivani. Lots to learn.
I'm learning. I'm
Yeah,
trying to get there.
yeah. Yes, Vimal, you would like to share?
Yes, I want to share.
Yeah.
When you are sharing for 1 hour, what is for me interest is telling to us what things I use, what ideas I use, like what material I use, the tool you told me, the tools. That and
Mm.
all I was interest to learn where what tools, how it will be for cutting tool and making hole tool like that. And I
Yeah.
wanted to say last thing, good job and continue and go deeper.
Ah!
Thank you, my friend. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for that encouragement. I will always remember what you told me, okay?
Ah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One more thing, please do record your decoration techniques and share your videos.
Okay, I'll try. No
Yes,
promise here.
Radhika. Yeah.
I am a very messy worker. When I'm doing things, I have stuff all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Srishti, would you like to add something?
Huh?
Would you like to share something, Srishti?
No, I'm done.
You also, yeah. Anything from your last one, Hari? You have been hearing any thoughts?
Yeah, I heard that you have to be very patient when you bake.
Mm.
Because you have to wait for so long for the cake and all to get done in the oven.
That is true. You have to have, and meanwhile, what you can do is, when something is in the oven, you can be doing something else. Like usually, I try to do when the
I
cake is
read
in
a
the
book.
oven, I usually start making frosting because I know I need to use it for decoration. So, yeah, reading a book or you can watch TV, do whatever you want.
When you're watching TV, be remembrance there's a cake in the oven.
Can you come here and be my guru?
See, Vimal, you are a guru.
Try corona cake also, like shape of corona.
Corona cake.
Yeah. See, you're getting a lot
Who's
of
going
correction
to eat
of
it if I
ideas.
make Corona cake? Who's going to eat that cake then?
Corona will eat. If outside of your home, when there's a corona, there's a
Nobody will come to my house
lockdown,
then.
keep
Everybody will
outside.
run away.
Corona will eat.
Okay. Yeah. Lovely to connect with you.
I have never enjoyed talking to anybody so much. You guys are so awesome.
Thank you so much, Shivani. For
Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
yeah. Every time we have cake, we remember you.
I will always remember when there is a cake in my oven not to go and
And you
watch
watch
TV.
TV and you watch TV.
And forget and let your cake get burst.
No, I can't do that. Then I'll have to.
Especially the corona cake.
I will have to make a Corona cake then.
Yeah, yeah. And you send a picture. I will share it to everyone.
Of the burnt cake.
A World Wide Web.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Shivani.
All right. All of you have a great day. Enjoy.
Yeah. Have a good night, sleep, and
Thank you.
bake. You're enjoying your
Yes.
baking now, right? Okay.
My day will start now.
Yes, yes. Enjoy your baking. And thank you once again for being with us and
Thank
sharing your
you.
journey.
Thank
Lovely
you
to
very
hear
much.
you.
Good to see my old friends Nimmi and Anjali today after a long time. Yeah, so thanks to everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie.
Bye.
And I want to tell you one
Welcome.
thing.
Bye.
Tell.
Auntie, when you're seeing a TV or talking to somebody else, don't wear a mask. Okay? Because
Why?
there's a cake in the oven. You wear a mask, you cannot smell something burnt.
She's making jokes now. Okay.
Okay, Guru. Bye.
Bye.
Hope he's adding a lot of fun to your next
I'm
baking.
going to laugh the whole night. I'm going to think of him and laugh. Thank you so much, Leela. It's been so nice to talking to all the kids. Awesome. You all have a great day.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
catch you all later. Bye.
Sure, sure. Bye. Keep in
Bye.
touch. Yeah, sure.
Bye, Auntie.
Bye.
Bye.
Children
Bye.
can connect with you if they want to.
Anytime. Of course. Definitely.
Yes,
It will
yes.
be always nice to be connected to the children.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Bye,
Thank
dear.
you.
Thank you, Leela.
Welcome,
Bye.
Shivani.
Bye,
Bye.
Auntie.
Bye. Bye, Krishna.
Bye.
Sabah.